Hey family, let's talk about it. Voguing, yes, and the ballroom culture. I had the pleasure of serving as a special guest judge at a ball. And when they asked me to judge a ball, my first thought was, well, what happened to his other one? Ballroom culture has impacted pop culture on a very significant level. A lot of us see it in movies, in music, in television, and film, but we really don't understand its origins or ballroom and Vogue culture in its purest and most raw form. It is so wonderful and inspiring watching members of a marginalized community come together to make something so wonderful and so exciting and great and beautiful, and that they were willing to share some of their stories and experiences with us. In addition to its contributions to pop culture and art, you'll also get to see how the ballroom culture and voguing has also been a safe haven for many homeless and abandoned LGBT youth. It's been a place of expression and competition. It's also been a political tool. It's something that has brought our community together. I'm gonna let them tell you because they can do a much better job than I can.
Ballroom to me is an outlet to be yourself. You can use all of your energy, whether it be good or bad, and bring it out on the floor. It's a time for us to get together. I got in ballroom because I was a hip hop dancer. I was a little jealous of voguing. I noticed that it was an art form, and I noticed that it was a style of dance that I did not know how to do, that I was unfamiliar with. So I started learning, what the categories was and what fit me, which is realness with a twist or whatever. And I kind of just started and just took off. And now 10 years later, I'm legendary.
Come on, Island, better fuck it up, huh? Come on, Island, better fuck it up, huh? Come on, Island, better, come on, Island, better come on.
I walk Pretty Boy Realness and I walk Face for the House of Mizrahi. I've been walking balls for about 10 years. And basically ballroom is a way for gay people or people who identify as gay to have an outlet, to express themselves and to be rewarded for those things. So categories in the ballroom community, they vary from many different categories. You can walk Face, you can walk Vogue Femme, you can walk Realness, Pretty Boy Realness, you can walk Thug Realness, you can walk Femme Queen Realness. And what they are is an outlet for people who actually walk those categories to show us how they relate to those categories. So I walk Pretty Boy Realness, and Pretty Boy Realness is a category based on the way that you look. It's based on how masculine you are, how real you are, and essentially how attractive you are. I also walk Face, and Face is a category based on your bone structure, your teeth, your skin, complexion, and a few other components that you get judged on or critiqued on based on your face. When I win my category, most of the time Face is a really huge category for men and for female figures as well. So with Face, it normally is awarded, you normally are awarded with cash, and And with Pretty Boy Realness, you also are sometimes awarded with cash. It just depends on who throws the ball. And you're normally always awarded with a trophy.
When you go to a ball, there's all sorts of different categories. Categories can call for different effects or looks. Categories have different meanings behind them, came from different parts of history and had social context that created them, helped create the categories. There's a realness category for blending in. Can you blend in and pass as a heterosexual counterpart? There's runway categories, fashion categories, face, celebrating your beauty.
Anybody else? This is it's good development. Come on, Is it face? Here's about the war. Move with the justice.
Sell it over here.
Becky, give me 1, 2, give me 1, 3, 1, 4, you stay. So give him a round of applause. 5 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Can you give you a teacher's hands about the board? Let's give you the delivery man. If he's not giving you delivery, if the board is, what's up?
There's performance, which is Vogue, which is the most popular category. Sex siren, selling just your sexiness and your confidence. And you have to do your homework in order to walk these categories. You can't just show up and try and go and not have the right look or not know what you're doing. And in order to get through, you have to first hit the back of the runway when they call your category. And then you have to get 10s across the board, which means every single judge has to see it and believe it. All it takes is 1. She says, chop, and you're done. Get off the stage. Thank you for coming.
Okay, I'm Waukee Ebony. I've been on the West Coast for like 15 years. To get my 10s, you need to bring it the category how it calls for. You need to be clean, and you need to really, sometimes you gotta play for the crowd. But it's like if you bring it how it's supposed to be, then you will definitely get my 10s. I don't like someone who doesn't put the work into it, because in ballroom, it takes work to do what you gotta do. It takes work to win. So give it your all, and that's how you get it.
Once you get your 10s, you're in the battle zone, and usually there's cash prize, so you battle down at the same time with other competitors. The competition gets extremely fierce. Vogue is a fight. Originally, it was a way to take out that aggression without actually having to fight, but you could do it through movement.
Never know, think you better walk like this. It's all about the pump, bitch, pump, bitch, pump. It's all about the pump, bitch, pump, bitch, pump. It's all about the pump, bitch, pump, bitch, pump. Walk her down, shake her down, walk her down. 1, virgin, go. Give me virgin, go. Seven is virgin, go. Come on, go. Is it 10? Send it off the board. Like a lady, fucking like a lady, eating like a lady, serving like a lady, lady. You working it like a lady, you doing it like a lady, virgin.
The ballroom scene has been a positive influence into the black community and given us a safe place where we can go and express ourselves in a space where we feel comfortable and allowed to be ourselves. We've been able to build ourselves up. I think that the ballroom scene has changed over the years. It has become more family-oriented, and people are being acknowledged and seen in the community as a whole. Like, people are getting gigs and people are being put in films.
There's a reason why these movements exist, they all mean something. So it's really important to connect with history. I feel like that all feeds me as a performer way more than just learning moves.
Hey, take you back to the old way. Take you back to the golden days when they dropped in spin in the legendary way. Take you back to the old way. Go. Really rap that kitty cat. Really rap that kitty cat. Really rap that kitty cat. One. 2. Now hold that pose for me. One in the front, 2 in the front, 3 in the front, 4 in the front stage.
And the origins of ballroom communities stem back to actually some people say the 1930s, 1940s in the Harlem Renaissance, where there were elaborate gatherings, and balls were just part of the Renaissance. It became a much more official what it is today, from Latina and Black transgender mother. Houses and the families were created. So the House of Indaba, the House of Dupree, those are legendary houses, iconic houses, founding houses of the ballroom community. And it just started there and it just grew, the 70s, 80s, 90s, to now. Now there's the Kiki community along with the house ball community. So, and it's now internationally. There's houses in Paris, there's houses in Berlin, there's houses, in South America. It's just become an international phenomenon, and really, really blessed to be part of it. We create homes, we create houses. We're structured as a father and a mother and then the children. And for a lot of us, it's a responsibility of survival. A lot of my kids, when I was father here in Oakland, they were going through a lot. Life had just thrown a lot of difficulty situations out their way, and being able to feed them, guide them, mentor them, coach them, yell at them sometimes, so that they could get their act together. Now they're thriving, and now a lot of them, are not doing what they used to do to survive.
You see it in videos, music videos, and dance. Right now, ballroom is on a whole nother level. It's turned into a moneymaker that now people see that it generates money, and it's only gonna grow. We set trends. We do things that people want to do, like they look up to us, and so it's only for us to take it and move forward with it.
It's inspiring. It's letting people know that they can reach for something. It's almost a city, it's almost like a monarchy. You have the icons, you have the pioneers, you have the legends, you have the stars, the statements. So each level is another level up, and in ballroom, it's always giving a person the opportunity to strive to be even more. Some people come in and be like, I want to be legendary. And so when I got legendary, I was like, well, I want to be an icon. Now that I'm an icon, I want to contribute. I want to continue to contribute to this community, watch it grow, watch my legacy grow, and on top of that, I want to end up being a pioneer. Houses definitely save lives. It gives you a sense of community and security and understanding from those that are of your own kind. Yes, a lot of people can always go home and find love from your mother, your father, your parents, your family. But one thing about that is that, they may not understand you to the fullest because they're not particularly going through what you go through being a gay or part of the LGBTQ community. Your parents may not be, they may be. But one thing about ballroom, we belong here. This is a group of people that are just like us, that each and every one of these people are going through the same thing, or have been through the same thing, or will go through the same thing that I go through. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, ups, downs, ins, out, the whole nine. And for us to all come together and still be able to thrive is empowering. You're supposed to reach out and reach down for the next and pull them up. And that's just what we do in ballroom, or that's the ideal of what we want to do in ballroom. Ballroom's impact on pop culture goes goes way back, probably into the 60s. A lot of the things were, a lot of the celebrities and different personalities, all of them had undercover or gay friends that entered the industry and did these things and brought these women and brought different people and brought the level of creation to them. know, a lot of that extends from what we do, the flamboyance and the being so over the top, that diva. A lot of those things that Beyonce and Rihanna and Janet and a lot of these other people do with the snaps and all the emotions and all of the things, they definitely stem from the LGBT community and from ballroom.
So now that drag has become so popular in the mainstream thanks to RuPaul's Drag Race, there's always been that connection, and they're pulling certain things. Like, for example, they brought out this death drop, which is not a real thing according to anyone that's in ballroom and who actually votes. It is a dip or a macchiella, but it's been brought up and now it's this mainstream thing. Everybody wants to just shablam and hit the ground, and they might hurt themselves too because they don't know what they're doing. I also see Vogue, particularly Vogue Femme, being used a lot in hip hop choreography, and they'll be like doing their pop, not real hip hop, but like pop culture hip hop, and then want to put in a little cat, shablam. And it's kind of taking pieces here and there, but without ever giving ownership to the people who rightfully are creating this, like queer and trans, LGBT, people of color.
The